So
True enough.
So I don't know, like both of our guys showed up incredibly strong throughout our few matches and throughout the weekend. I'm really curious to see how this will be shaped. And I think Rafael won the title and will go first, starting with the Snake Eye Ash.
And he can be reassured if he has followed the stream, I'm sure. And even just looking at the tables, he knows the deck list from Lorenzo. He knows that this combo is going to get resolved because there are no interruptions. And this deck list couldn't look more different. 59 shops and Nibiru in the main deck from Raffaele. So, very, very different options.
Yep, we witnessed this before, also from Diego in the previous round.
And we start things off once again from Raffaele. As mentioned, when you know you're up against a deck like Lorenzo, something that I like and that has been pretty unique to Raffaele's deck is that he's playing number 38. And although it cannot be used against all of the power spells that Lorenzo is using, maybe it's something that should be considered in this opening combo. And you can see that he immediately went to access the Diablo Star. So this could suggest that he's thinking about going for the line.
Yeah, the Debicel line has been super popular throughout the weekend, and we saw how the card was incredibly impactful. And here, with the Flamberge,
usual plays up until now, and I think this is what we are going to see. Is it going to be number 38 in this opening duel of the semi-final? Definitely has the option to go for it. Gets into the Phoenix. And this allows him to proceed and make the turn one Celine. Something we have not seen at all. And this is exactly when you try and go for this line that we were mentioning. Not stopping anytime soon. Proceeds to go for the original. And yeah, this is some solid stuff from Raffaele. We've mentioned it, very confident player. Has what it takes to redeem himself after losing in the top 4 at this exact event last year. And he now proceeds to make an Appaloosa. And surprisingly enough, he gets rid in the end of the field spell. Important to mention, he is not playing Kashtira cards. He's actually one of the few duelists in the top cut with pure Snake Eye. And here comes the number 38 that we've mentioned. One of the tech cards in the extra deck. Could be extremely good in this matchup. But you know what? This board is extremely weak to. Dark Ruler, no more. And let's see if Lorenzo has it. He does! Wow.
you called it.
Insane.
He does have it. Wow. And yeah, I mean, what can we say? Because now with Dark Ruler being activated, it looks as if Lorenzo can basically try to fight back into this one.
Yeah, this looks super tough. I mean, it's tough to discuss his lines because when you know what you're up against, you know that there are 3 copies of Dark Ruler, but maybe you still try and go for what gives you the best chances to win if they don't see it. And obviously, number 38 is really good at stopping a lot of the other options. This is unfortunately not the case, but at least he's gonna try and stay calm. But this is tough for Raffaele.
still very well played by him with this lineup. But, you know, as mentioned, Lorenzo and Diego are the only players main decking the Dark Lord no more this weekend. And, yeah, here, let's see.
Close one for sure. Again, something important to mention, and something that we have seen costed him the game 2 against his friend Flavio, is that no damage can be dealt. So if Raffaele can emulate what Flavio was able to do, and so pretty much, yes, I'm gonna get up and my opponent is able to get rid of everything I have, but if I have enough resources to come back next turn, they cannot kill me this turn. So that can be big.
There's a Snake Eye Ash, but the impermanence is being activated to stop it.
And yeah, you see, this is the main difference. Now comes the talent, though. What effect is Lorenzo gonna go for? Considering his options, could take. And yeah, it seems like it makes a lot of sense to take the Oak and just use its effect afterwards. And this is what is available for him, and he does go for the Oak. Instead, using them both for the Ita, but the Mourner coming down from Raffaele. Another interruption. This might be enough to stop Lorenzo in his track as he enters battle phase. To crash into the princess. He does.
Lorenzo is trying to pop this back with something alternative.
Yeah, he's gonna have to use his creativeness to get out of this. And he does go for Poplar. Makes sense. Goes and grab the original. And now we can at least attack over either the Poplar or the Appaloosa. And it's going to be the Poplar, who then is used to grab something back from the graveyard. And the card that he chooses is Flamberge. We are probably now going to proceed to main phase 2 and activate the original. Mind the zone, because I believe the middle one was the one for impermanence.
Yeah.
But as you can see, Lorenzo doesn't fall for it. Is there going to be an Ash Blossom to complete the set? Not quite, but from the end, unfortunately, Lorenzo has forced to summon the only copy of Oak. Not quite what you wanted to see.
Yeah, kind of fortunate to draw the one copy of the Oak, but here it's not going to be easy for Lorenzo, honestly, to come back into this, although his hand would look promising. The Mourner for sure shut down his strategy entirely.
Let's see. Goes for the Anima. Makes sense. Trying and get rid of this Appaloosa once and for all. And then using the Ash to summon Flamberge potentially from the deck. Yeah, makes sense. Cannot touch. Let's see what Lorenzo wants to do. Very close game. It seems like Raffaele still has the edge at this point in time. Not going for Anima. Yeah, it doesn't seem like he activates the Anima, but yeah. Okay, because he wants to try and go and find another card. Makes sense. Realizes that it's not worth it. Goes to draw a card. Trying, I think, very well played by Lorenzo. Recognizing that the Anima was pointless regardless. Rather use the co-link zone to get a draw. And didn't seem too happy with what I've gotten. And now activated Flamberge, getting rid of number 38. Final push. Is it going to be the Princess? Yes, makes sense. Again, last but not least, we've seen this plenty of time from Lorenzo. One final attempt to stay in this game one. Would be nice to see how many cards Raffaele is holding in two, I think a couple at best, but he has a bunch of resources in the graveyard. Okay, and the follow up with the Phoenix, setting up for next turn as much as he can. And once again goes for the SP. Is he going for the Princess? Makes sense.
Yeah.
Again, well played by Lorenzo. Getting rid of the Princess forever from his opponent. Sets the card top decked by Phoenix. As a final reminder, 3 copies of Skill Drain are in the main deck. That could have been one of the pickups, but it seems like it's a spell to me.
Spell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tried his best and now plays back to Raffaele. And yeah, what a play from Lorenzo. Using the Flamberge to steal his opponent, Mascherena. But the useless Apollousa can be turned into a Zelantis. Yeah, you can just see how much this matters to both of these duelists. Lorenzo to try and confirm himself. He told us that his goal is to make it to the World Championship this summer. And it's possible that he entered battle phase. Yep, seems like he tried to enter battle phase, and Lorenzo responded with the activation of Mascherena, allowing him to special summon his own copy of Appaloosa. What a turnaround from Lorenzo. What a crazy player it is.
Yeah, the play with the Flamberge getting the Mascherena, honestly, is incredible. Yeah. And now, look how he was able to come back into this.
No, honestly, this is a ridiculous performance of just how good Lorenzo is at playing the deck. Was faced and was facing, you know, just a turn ago, such a huge field, and managed to completely dismantle it while building his own Appaloosa for free, protected by Mascherena. And what a turnaround. Wow. Now Raffaele is in a very tough spot, and he tries and fight back with an Ash.
Yeah, he's allowing it.
Not really interested in stopping this. The effect tributing is what is more like afraid of. Obviously, Anima is also a consideration to take into account. Let's see. Raffaele trying his best not to lose his calm. Gotta hold on to this. But 18 minutes have passed and we are still in game one. Yeah, and it seems like he might just go for this Anima, starting to force out the negations from Appaloosa. And yeah, just one of the three is gone. Still a long way to go. And the 1-for-1 is probably the pickup of the turn. What targets are left in deck? We're about to find out. And yeah, Raffaele unfortunately might just have access to the third copy of Ash. And now moves on to link them away. To the Ita.
Yeah, enters battle phase and attacks over the Appaloosa.
Again, none of them are going to give up without a fight. Raffaele trying to return the favor, but Lorenzo has a lot of resources. Couple cards in hand added from this turn. And a face down spell, which we are not too sure what it could be. It's going to find out. And yeah, we are now in main phase 2. It seems like he will activate the original from the graveyard, searching out his deck. And it seems like he's just gonna be an Ash. Recycled.
What a game it is, honestly. Yeah, I mean, you can
Yeah.
tell that every move is as important as the one that follows, and both of our players don't want to give up.
No, they are trying their best. The only thing is getting worried a little bit for Raffaele. Let me take a look at his side deck real quick, because we don't want to see, or at least for him, a repeat of the match against Flavio, where in game 3 Lorenzo has 3 copies of Spooky Dogwood, and he could win yet another match thanks to them. But if this is the pace at which the mirror matches go, and you take over 20 minutes just for game 1, I can see his point in siding them, because it seems like when you play a really strong player, as this is the case, the match takes a bit, and it's not like they're playing particularly slow. They're doing a lot of moves. They are trying, and finding also the best lines more often than not.
Yeah, and the SP gets rid of the princess, as Lorenzo did previously in his turn. And the Diablo Star gets put in a spell and trap zone. I can't really tell, honestly, who will be the winner of this game 1, because
Yeah, it keeps
so close.
being a back and forth. I still give it to Lorenzo at the moment, but let's see. And Raffaele is all done. But this is a nice interaction, because number 38 does not require materials. It's one of those few XY Z Masters that just works this way. And yeah, this is a very nice interaction, which hopefully, and I would be shocked if that wasn't the case, Lorenzo is aware of. Start by turning all of his monsters to attack position. And he entered battle phase. Wow, maybe with a droplet. Let's take a look. Or he's just for now gonna crash. Okay, nothing too fancy. We knew he had the Raging Phoenix. And if it is true that number 38 doesn't need a material to negate, it does for the redirection attack, and this is what matters the most here. And yeah, look at this. What a incredible sequence of plays from both duelists. Lorenzo remembering who the Flammers belong to and getting it back with the Zelantis. And now the number 38 is back to the zone. And Rafael.
And indeed.
And indeed, I really like it from Raffaele. Finally, really happy to see this. I think this makes a lot of sense. Even if he ends up losing this game, I like his decision, letting Lorenzo go first, especially with his build. Let's see if this will pay off, but great courage. I had no doubt that Raffaele could have it in him, and given the amount of confidence he showed, and let's see if he will be rewarded for this.
Usual stuff from Lorenzo here, starting things off with the bonfire and getting the poplar. And yeah.
For now, no response. He is using a lot of entraps. And now, obviously, a little weird that he has not any interactions, considering he has what seems like 18 in the main deck and side. But let's take a look. Lorenzo is not really interested in any of that, and he's not paying that much respect to what his opponent could have, going for the Dragosack line, trying to punish Raffaele for his decision.
Yeah, this is something very similar that we witnessed from Lorenzo in his previous feudal match. And, you know, with the Dragosat plus the Masquerena. Now here, let's see where he decides to go from. And no interruptions from Rafael
Yeah,
as well.
no interruptions. Obviously, the Nibiru could be there. But we are starting to hit the point in which he could be too late. Is this going to be an Appaloosa? Let's see. It is. So no more Nibiru unless it's paired with something else. And wow. Interesting opening by Lorenzo. Let's see the setup. He still has a bit to go through. And still no response from Raffaele. He has quite a few ways to punish an opening with an Appaloosa. Because he's playing both droplets and change of art. Which could be really strong here. But, I mean, Lorenzo is not done. And he tries his best to set up in the craziest possible way. And I think what's also more fitting, looking back at what we mentioned, both of these duelists were in the semi-final last year. Unfortunately, due to weather difficulties, we were not able to show you guys the semi-final and final last year. So I'm really happy that we can show you these two duelists from last year performing once again at the highest level.
And this is something that we witnessed in game one. Now, let's see Lorenzo how he decides to go for that. With, the princess bring up on the field and then the Flamberge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just dancing around and, teaching a lot of us how to probably play the deck to the highest level. In the end, goes for the Zelantis and just sets one face down. Solid opener, and now play is back to Raffaele, and we see the impermanence, I think.
Nibiru plus impermanence.
Plus impermanence. What a turnaround by Raffaele. He was completely playing it out, but without even thinking about it. Let's take a look at this hand. And you see Raffaele shaking his head. What a play by Lorenzo. Was not even fathomed by this.
Wow.
Crazy speed. So we have original. Diabell Star is the pick. Another Nibiru, unfortunately, completely useless. And the original is the last card in hand. Full knowledge from Lorenzo. What is he gonna go for? It's the birth on top. Wow.
What is this?
Yeah, you can see Raffaele completely laughing it off. Lorenzo at the opening, even through the impermanence and Nibiru, is able to put back his field up. And yeah, I mean, sometimes you know, you have these players who just keep on performing consistently, and it doesn't happen by any chance.
Unbelievable performance from Lorenzo. I mean, let's see now. And I think here it will be very important for Rafael to top deck something very good, because with the Nibiru and the original in hand.
Yeah, it's going to take a miracle to do this, and for how crazy it even sounds, Lorenzo Muselli might be one turn away from being a back-to-back Italian national champion finalist. But let's take a look at this top deck, crucial one from Raffaele. Only has original and Nibiru left in his hand. Can he pull off something off the top? Let's see what the card is going to be. It's the same that was shuffled back. It's the Diabell Star. Maybe a little bit of a gut feeling from Lorenzo, but still a long way to go. And as you can see, he's going to chain right away his princess. And with the original already in hand, the wanted is completely useless at the moment, or at least it's just the only card that he can set and that he can use right here. And he has to pass. And I mean, this could be just moments away for Lorenzo advancing to the final. He knows that every single card his opponent has. Goes for it. Everything to attack. And you can see Raffaele just shaking his head. He knows this is over. And